So, the Wendy Williams documentary. First off, she did a good job. I actually enjoyed it. I'm actually watching it again. She did a good job. She hired the actor, gave her all her. Basically, the girl did what Wendy are doing in a nutshell. From the walking to the posing to the dancing to the words, she looked like Wendy from the mouth situation. She had on like Wendy wigs, that a wig that Wendy will wear, or some that she would or would not wear. I think she did a good job with this. She did better than well, let's just say it's a step up from the Aaliyah movie that she did, where she was a part of. She didn't have, somewhat full control over that, but she was the one saying do this, do that, and all that of the Aaliyah movie, but she did good on her own, her own story of her own self. She told us basically everything that if you watch her enough, you'll know already. But she got in depth with the story, and I don't think she ever talked about the abortions, but yeah, she got deep and in depth with us about the cocaine use. I don't remember her talking about the abortion she had or the rape. I don't remember, but I always remember her talking about the 3 or 4 pregnancies that she miscarried. I remember those. The cocaine use. She told us on the show about the alcohol abuse. I'm trying to see what else she talked about. But basically, I can say that she did an A+ all the way across the board. Like, she was open and honest. I wasn't expecting this much honesty out of her, but she basically gave us what we needed, and actually turned this documentary about her the worth watching over and over again. Like, she did a good job. Like, I can't give her no more credit. Like, she did everything right and made everything look like it was basically her telling her story, minus the actor, because the actor acted so much like her and did everything she'll do or whatever, though. Then we learned about Kevin, how Kevin came into her life, how they met. Um, Basically, he was a thug. I guess she was attracted to thugs or whatnot. From the 2000s on up till she tried with the pregnancy, then she got married. Then she had Kevin Jr. How she tried I want to say 2 or 3, maybe 4 times when she miscarried. I think it was just 2 or 3. Them 2 times she miscarried was standing up. She never told us about the right part though, but I'm glad she added that on in. I kinda want to hear about her first husband, but we know Wendy, and we know Wendy not gonna give us nothing that she considers boring. So basically, she didn't tell us about the husband, the first husband, and she say the start of husband. But she did get, close enough to let us know about Kevin and his controlling ways and whatever. I don't think I believe you about the I believe you about the first cheating that you found out about it, but you're not gonna tell me that you didn't find out about the other cheating, that you just happened to be on your phone and see a blog post about your husband. I think you knew. I think you knew more about that. You knew more about that, and you just, was keeping a straight face and lying to us this whole time, talking about something. You got the ring, and whatever story you hear, you can believe it if you don't want to believe it, but I got the ring. He ain't going nowhere, and I ain't going nowhere. So I think you knew more about the cheating. Like I said, you can say a lot about Wendy, but she is resilient. She is strong. Um, Basically, she done been through a lot in her life, and she's still standing strong. And this marriage almost took her out, looked like it, because from when she fainted on the show in that Statue of Liberty costume, to the drinking, and what else, to the drinking and all these blog posts and all this coming out about Kevin, and basically she kept the straight face, kept it strong, kept it hidden for how long. I also like the fact that most women, you know, when they find out that your husband or your man cheating, you're gonna beat the girl down and not the man down. So I appreciate the fact that, you know, she took it out on him and not the woman, even though the woman, you would have probably been justified at this point because um I do believe Kevin did have money, but I think you kind of bossed him up because you've been working hard on this. We actually saw you from when you was growing up till you went to college, how you want to be on the talk show, how you practice in your room, your mama picking and laughing, your mama judging you about your weight, and the tuna on brine with mustard, and basically you got into the cocaine back in the days. Who wasn't doing cocaine? So I'm not gonna judge you on that because you was back in that time with that. So basically, like I said, she bossed herself up for the most part. She basically worked hard at her craft, knew she had something knew something was out there for her, but she didn't know how big she was gonna come from going to radio, from going to St. Croix, to moving to Philly. What was it? Philly, New York, St. Croix. It's one more. I forgot the other one, but yeah, you moved the line, and I'm surprised because I think I remember back in the 90, 95 when they first started you off on TV with that. They basically gave you like they normally do. Well, I don't know if they do it now, but they give y'all like a little sample episode of a show, like one episode to see who gonna watch it. Are you gonna watch it? Is it gonna, gain audience attention? I remember that back in '95. I was a little kid, but I remember that when they first put her on the air with that little what was it called back then? When they gave her that little first chance, a first episode, but it didn't go nowhere. So she was back to radio, and basically you had your ups and your downs with radio. Then you had to go for New Jersey. No, you had to go to New York to Maryland to DC, and you had to work that doing your cocaine and all that. I'm glad I looked at the sit down where you was actually you was talking about it, going in depth with it, because you didn't tell us about the time you was in the bathroom in a radio station and you bust your head when you did your line and you end up busting your head open. So you didn't tell us about that, but I'm glad you covered that more. And basically you already told us about you dated men in the music industry. We didn't know the man raped you or whatever. And basically, you didn't know what you was getting yourself into, and you ended up having an abortion for that. Then you met this other man, and he basically was about to get you arrested because he wanted to keep the rental car because you didn't trust him with the car, with your car. So you got him a rental car, and you almost got arrested. Like, it was a nice little documentary about your life and bringing you up to now. So I actually enjoyed it. I actually had fun watching it. What else stuck out to me more? About Kevin. They say he was abusive. I want to believe it, and I don't want to believe it. But if he verbally abusive of you, you showed and make it seem like that in that documentary. You had the faggot in his face confronting him, where you had them photos from your PI and you threw them papers at him. It was like you was the woman and the man in the relationship, and he was just the bodyguard, taking all your abuse. So do I believe that he might have, hit you maybe one or twice or maybe grabbed you the wrong way? No, I don't believe it, because that documentary made it seem like you was the dominant one in the relationship, and basically he was a soft teddy bear thug. And basically, like I said, I don't believe that all of that. You knew that man was cheating on you, like in the documentary, like when you said he wasn't coming home. You finally was able to have him a baby. You lost the girl. that was y'all first try, was it the first or the second try with the girl that you lost? And then he ended up dating the girl when he ended up parading around. That's when it got worse with you. Because I also was keeping up with this when it was coming out about Kevin and his cheating ways. But when the girlfriend broke out and she was pregnant, um, what I was about to say about that part, and he ended up having a girl, Wendy. Now, you give us a strong front of the show. You always tell somebody to give somebody advice when it comes to cheating, and man, you're not going to tell me, and I'm sorry, I love you dearly, Winnie, but you're not going to tell me that you didn't know that man was cheating on you. You had to know. Where was your woman intuition in? Why didn't it kick in? You give everybody this advice, man, everybody business, and you going to mean to tell me that you didn't suspect once or twice that man been cheating on you, and on top of it, you're not going to tell me that you didn't suspect that man wasn't just messing with, well, you think that was the second affair with this girl that ended up pregnant having his daughter. You ain't gonna, like you said, the Fort, what was it, a Fort Lee or Fort Sutton house in New Jersey? He was too sloppy for you not to know. Then he had the house down the road from you. You should have figured that out sooner rather than later. I don't believe for one second you wasted your money like that. Like, you your own PI. And I heard you say this on several times of the show, that if you suspect your man cheating on you, you gonna go out and find out yourself and find the answer out yourself. From the documentary, what stood out to me when they brought up the cheating stuff, you kind of didn't trust him, but you knew he was always gone. And I think you gave him a bigger role than he was able to take, making him the executive producer of the show. And also, he was your bodyguard, your boyfriend starting now. Then you married him, and then you, how do I want to say this? I think you gave him too much too soon. And basically, it's not your fault that he cheated on you. He was either, I guess he saw a star in you, I'm guessing that. I guess he wanted to attach yourself to you and saw you was going to be somebody, because I'm sorry, if somebody came to me and I'm at a club and have somebody give me their number and that turned me on for me to like them, and you talking about when we got to the first light, I liked him. When we got to the second light, I knew I liked him even more. When we got to the third light, I really liked him. So, you liked him from the moment that you considered that smooth, having somebody else bring you the number. He interested in you, got somebody else giving you this number and say, oh yeah, that man back there like you. Mm-mm. And what else stood out to me the most? I'm trying to think. What else stood out? Cause I don't believe the cheating thing at all. Like, you had to know, Wendy. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. You had to know this man was cheating on you. You too smart and too wise not to know. Like, you should have known as soon as you had that baby, he started moving strangely his phone. Like on the show, they had him looking sloppy, like he was the world's most sloppiest cheater. Sooner or later, you would have had to catch on from the phone ringer, hiding his phone, going in the other room answering calls. Like from the phone hiding right there, you should have caught on right there that he was either cheating on you, getting ready to cheat on you, or already then started cheating on you. Then on top of it, when you said in the documentary, well, after the documentary, you said that when you went to the Fort Sutton house and his friends couldn't look at you, and they always be looking down, looking away from you, like they couldn't look you in your eyes, and you knew something was going on. Like, you had to know. Come on now, Wendy. You had to know. On the show, this man seemed like the world's most sloppiest cheater, and I would have known right from the jump. Then on top of it, she driving around in your car, down the road from you, spending time with you and her. buying her all this lavish stuff, buying her cars that you said y'all both can't afford and she darn sure can't afford. And you mean to tell me you ain't see your money start up moving funny or start up looking funny or acting funny? You didn't see your money was starting to look a little strange, like it should have been now this much, but it was this much in here. Like, come on, Wendy. I'm not gonna believe that you didn't know this man was cheating on you. You had to know. Like, how could you not know? Unless you was that naive, that's the only way I believe. But other than that, I don't believe that you didn't know this man was cheating on you, girls. You had signs, you had him, and I understand you loved him and you couldn't leave. And I also understand that you said that you was gonna stay and stick with him until your son go off to college. Then you said you was moving to New York, but you always said on the show before we found out that you was having where that it was problems in your marriage. You was gonna rent the house out or sell the house and move to New York anyway. So he basically just helped you on your very way and helped you move to New York quicker by doing what he doing. And I guess I can understand and give you a pass on staying and sticking with him after all this time, after the cheating, the lies, the allegation. You don't want to mess up your house because you got a young son and you want your son to have both parents in the house. So you're basically going to stick with this cheater. And I just don't know how you had a straight face all this time, knowing what was going on in your life, and knowing that this man was basically ruining your life and giving you a bad name, and also hurting and harming you where you come to drinking, you about to lose your mind, you had to go stay in the sober living after you filmed the show. You got to go to a sober living and basically got to get yourself off the drinking and all that. Like, you strong, you stronger than I am, in my opinion, because I don't think I would have stayed. I probably would have uprooted my son's life. I'm sorry, that would have been me. I would have went through none of that. I would have had to tell my son, look, things ain't right. I'm not sticking him. I understand you like mommy and daddy together, but I'm gonna let daddy tell you why we can't have that. Like, I would have threw it all on him and told him, you explain to our son why we can't be in the house together, why everything is happening, why I'm falling out while I'm drinking on the show, getting myself drunk, coming on the show every day, putting a smile on my face, even though I just want to cry and crawl up in the ball and just drink myself to death while I'm sitting up here dealing with you all this time until you turn 18 and go off to college and all this. Like, you stronger than I ever, because like I said, I wouldn't be able to do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You stronger than I thought you was, and yeah. Like, how much must one take before you say, Alfred, I'm leaving you. Son, I'm sorry. I know you like mommy and daddy together, but look, you gonna have to go see daddy on the weekend. You stay with me during the week, or better yet, I have you Monday through Wednesday. He have you the rest, and then you come back home for Monday for school or whatever. But I wouldn't have done it. But like I said, it was a good documentary. I enjoyed it. I had fun, talking about it, and let me know what y'all think. I don't think I left anything out. But like I said, she did good. From the actor that she got playing her to giving the girl all her mannerisms, acting like her, sounding like her, the wigs, the outfits, and all that, and getting her live back at the end, saying that she's single and all that. So, but anyway, so y'all, that was the documentary of what I feel about it. So don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all later. Enjoy the rest of y'all night, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.